Guys, welcome back to the channel. You may remember last week that the Dark Eldar were raiding an Imperial firebase and they were trapped by the brother commanders. Today they've gone through the damaged webway portal and they've landed here. The brother commanders have let the rest of the Imperial Guard forces on the planet know that the Dark Eldar are weak, and they are covering all of the webway gates with a net to catch the Dark Eldar out. So this is the compound where the Dark Eldar have emerged, and the Imperial Guard forces have been sent to meet them. They've been laying in wait. The mission today is Deadlock, which is where you start with the 6 objectives. We've got number 3 there, 4, 5, number 6 on this side, number 1 at the base of the tower, and number 2 nearly in the centre. I'm at Darlington Dogs of War today and playing Conrad's Imperial Guard. So we don't know who's going on what side, we don't know if it's night fighting, but let's have a look at the armies. Right, so this is the Dark Eldar force today. I'm going to run a combined arms detachment instead of real space raider. So we've got a unit of 10 warriors with a splinter cannon riding in one of the raiders there at the back with splinter axe and night shields. We've then got a copy paste job, same thing again. We've then got 2 units of Cabalite warriors, 5 each. There's going to be 2 blasters in there. The guy here with the splinter cannon will be proxied as a blaster, and they're going to be riding in 2 venoms with dual splinter cannons. So that's for the troops' choice. Fast attack, we have a unit of 7 Reavers with an arena champion with the green hair and the skulls there. He has a cluster caltrop, and there's another cluster caltrop in the unit as well. We've got a unit of 5 Scourge with 4 haywire blasters, and we've got the Razor Wing with night shields, 4 Shatterfield missiles, which I'm going to be taking for once, and 2 Dark Lancers. Heavy support, we've got the Void Raven, just with the Lancers on there, and of course the Void Mine. We've got a triple Lance Ravager with night shields, and we've got the Forge World Reaper with night shields on there as well. Leading the army is the Archon. He has a Husk Blade, he has the Soul Trap, a Shadow Field, and the Armour of Misery, as well as a blaster. So he's pretty kitted out for today's battle. I've then got 2 formation detachments. I've got the Dark Artisan formation. The Talos there, it has a twin-link liquefier gun and the twin-link splinter cannon. The Homunculus has a liquefier gun, and the Kronos has the Spirit Probe to grant 4+ feel no pain. We then have a Grotesquerie, so we've got 2 units of Grotesques with Urian Rakarth. We've also got an Arborition in there as well, and we've got 2 Raiders as their dedicated transports. There's no night shields on those Raiders though, as I didn't quite have the points, and I think I'll probably stick the Archon with 3 of the Grotesques. So that is the Dark Eldar force today. Combat drugs, the Reavers have +1 strength. For the Grotesques, they actually have Rage. The Warlord is going to be the Archon down here, and his Warlord trait is Labyrinthine Cunning. So let's have a look at Conrad's Guard army.
So I brought a Marine Armoured Company consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Veteran in Chimera. Each unit has 3 melter guns, a Voxcaster, and the Demolitions upgrade, giving every single model melter guns and a demo charge. The 4 squads consist of Mr. Open Compensate, the Duke, Bato, and Mo, and they are led with a command squad, including Vox Doggy Rex, 3 melter guns. And the commander has a power maul, and the whole squad is armed with carapace armor. Joining the command is 3 Primaris Psykers and a Tech Priest Engine Seer, and 3 Servitors. The Engine Seer being represented by a White Dwarf as a Squat Engine Seer. Keeping with the squat theme, we have the addition of 10 Squatling Snipers, and adding to the armour of the force is a Tank Commander in a squadron of 2 Lehman Ruth's Executioners with Heavy Flamers and no sponsons, and topping that off with a Lord of War consisting of a Hellhammer with 1 set of sponsons of Heavy Bolters and Las Cannons, all aided with air support of 2 Vendetta gunships.
Welcome back after deployment. Currently, the Guard have first turn, and Conrad has set them up first. So we've got 2 of the Chimera with the squads. We've got the command squad here. The Tank Commander is the one sitting further back, and he's the Warlord. His Warlord trait means that any units within 12 don't take a morale check for having lost 25% casualties in the shooting phase. We've then got the Hellhammer and the other 2 Guard squads. The Engine Seer is straight behind the Hellhammer. Meanwhile, my counter deployment, I'm trying to hide away as much as I can, trying to not draw line of sight. So I've got one of the Venoms here, the Raider with the Archon and 3 Grotesques here. Urian is in this one with the other Grotesques, the other Venom with the Warriors in, and then the Reavers here just hiding out of line of sight of all them nasty, horrible tanks and that massive blast with ignores cover. So, in reserves, I have the Scourge you're going to be walking on, the Ravager and the Reaper will also just be driving on. We've got the Dark Artisan deep striking in, as well as 2 Poison Boats, and we've also got the Flyer. Conrad's reserves, however, are just the 2 Flyers. So, currently it is night fighting, the sun is not up as of yet, and it's a dark, dark day, looking across at the Imperial Guard net, ready to catch the Dark Eldar out. So Imperial Guard turn 1, Conrad has drew, secure objective 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and harness the warp. Alright, so the Chimeras around this side, probably looking to move on to objective 6 next turn if Conrad doesn't get it this turn. The Command Chimera is going to be securing objective 5. Meanwhile here, the Executioners, the back one, is getting immobilised, so the Commander has thought, sod ya, I'm leaving you behind. Lead Chimera here is pulled forward, passing difficult terrain. He's only got line of sight in on the Reavers down there. And this one is following up as well. That's going to get Conrad objective 3. The Hellhammer is pulling forward. We reckon he can just about see the Venom way over there, over the top of the pipes at this side. He's also going to be securing objective 4. We have done the psychic phase as well, and the guys here have cast Prescience on the Hellhammer. So I'm expecting some nasty, nasty large blast temperatures. We need to weather the storm and wait for the reserves to arrive and punch back hard. So the Tank Commander here has issued an order, and he has flat out at 8 inches looking towards the centre. The Hellhammer unfortunately was out of range of the Venom and Raider over there, so Conrad has turbo boosted him up to secure objective number 2 there. The only other thing that he's done is these guys down here have all popped smoke. This lead Chimera unfortunately is more than 9 inches away to grab objective 6. The Engine Seer and the Servitors this way have ran 4 inches just to start hugging the cover. I'm thinking Conrad may possibly repair that Lehman Russ next turn, we'll have to see. The Rattlins down here decided to shoot at the Reavers here, I managed to get 2 wounds in, and I jinked it on a 2-up jink due to skilled rider plus stealth. The lead chimera here is also pushed forward. So with that, it's the end of the guard turn. Let's have a look at the points. Right, so for points, Conrad scores secure objective 2 with the Hellhammer. He secures objective 3 with the Chimera, and objective 5 with the Command Chimera. Harness the Warp, he managed to get prescience off. He's going to keep hold of objective 4 because it's in the middle of the board, kind of towards his side, but he's going to discard objective 1 as that is in my table corner. So at the end of Imperial Guard turn 1, the score is 4-0. Right, so Dark Eldar turn 1, we've drew secure objective 1, we've drew no escape, no prisoners, assassinate, supremacy, and hold the line. Hold the line is going to be difficult. Supremacy I reckon I'll probably get. No prisoners, kill something, possibly assassinate, potentially. Objective 1 and no escape. Objective 1 I reckon I can get, no escape's going to be... I might get it with no prisoners as everything does have stealth this turn, so let's have a look at the board. Well, the Raider here with the Archon is securing objective 6, he's moved his 12 inches to grab that. Urian is going to be securing objective 1, that gives me 2 objectives. The Venom here has jumped over 12 to grab that objective, securing it as I have objective secured over the Hellhammer. The Splinter Cannons managed to actually kill 2 of the servitors over there, but unfortunately not enough for them to run, so never mind. The Blaster shot at the front of the Hellhammer, but unfortunately didn't do any damage. This Venom turbo boosted onto objective 5, that is objective secured there as well, so that will have me 4 objectives. Meanwhile, the only other thing I did is the jet bikes. This one's a bit drunk. Jumped up here, they all jumped up, and I was looking to hopefully get a couple of shots in on the servitors down there as well, and unfortunately didn't get any hits. We then jetpack moved. Yeah. Only 2 inches unfortunately, so these guys have just jumped back down and these ones are staying at the top. So I was hoping to possibly try and get around the back of the Hellhammer here so we can maybe take them out next turn, hopefully, but never mind. So let's have a look at the points. As it stands, I score objective 1 plus supremacy for D3 for 2 points. That puts me at 3, and I'm going to discard hold the line as I think that's going to be the most difficult one to get. Guard turn 2, Conrad has drew secure 2, he's still got 4, secure 6, behind enemy lines and overwhelming firepower, so I think he's going to be able to get most of them, seeing as 6 is in his deployment zone, 2 is right in the centre. We'll have to see what we can do. I think 2, he's going to have to get rid of the Venom and the 5 warriors to get that. In the movement phase, the Chimera down here are both pushed forward, looking to start chewing into the wounds on the jet bikes at this side. The Rattlins are going to get a few shots in on them as well. Down here, the Psyker has pulled backwards, looking to probably repair that Lehman Russ.
Don't forget you can issue commands from the...
Down here, the Chimeras have come round with the veterans, looking probably to take out the Raider here. I don't mind if he takes it out. The Grotesques and the Archon can jump out and go to town on these guys here. So, the only other thing he's done is the Chimera here, looking to hopefully get rid of this Venom and the Kabalite Warriors. The Lehman Russ Tank Commander has pulled backwards past his dangerous terrain, looking to hopefully blow the Venom off there. He's going to be securing objective 4, and the Hellhammer would be able to score objective 2 if he destroys the entire unit of Dark Eldar and the Venom there. So let's have a look at the Psychic and shooting phase. Right, so, Psychic phase, Conrad managed to cast Smite on the Venom, and unfortunately it took a glance. In the shooting phase, everything unloaded into it, and managed to explode it. Wreck it. The warriors jumped out, and then took fire from the executioner here, and he managed to actually wipe the majority of them out. There was only 2 left after they went to ground and took the feel no pains against some other fire. However, the las cannon and the heavy bolters from the Hellhammer managed to take them out. The commander unfortunately got hot, and unfortunately for me didn't take a hull point. Down here, both the Chimeras have shot into the Raider here, and unfortunately it's now immobilized. He hasn't done anything with the veterans as of yet, as he's thinking about running them to try and get objective secured onto objective 6 over there. In the psychic phase as well, Conrad tried to cast Prescience on the Executioner, unfortunately didn't get it off, and the Tech Priest Engine Seer unfortunately failed his role to repair the Executioner. The only other thing that happened is both of the Chimera and the Rattlings pumped absolutely everything into the Reavers. Unfortunately, the Arena Champion has been brought down and we've lost 3. Meanwhile, the Hellhammer, every last little gun, apart from the 2 on the side, have gone into it. And the pilot needs to be commended. He's passed 6 or 7 Forb Jinx. However, we've got one more weapon. That. Where's it going? Oh, shit.
Strength 10, ignores cover.
So, basically, I've got 5 up in run. No! So what happens to a Conrad? 6. Boom.
That's probably going to be decimated this turn, but...
Right, so as you saw there, the Venom has exploded and killed 2 of the Cabalites inside. We managed to pass only a single armor save. They are, however, pinned. The Blaster is alive though, so hopefully maybe get a hull point on the Hellhammer if we're lucky. The Reavers, there's 1 Caltrop left, but they've also passed their morale check as well. And as a result of that Venom being blown up, Conrad has decided to run the veterans here. They ran 4 inches and they're going to score objective 6, as unfortunately I don't have objective secured on that Raider. Right, so what a turn for the Imperial Guard. Conrad scores secure 2 with the Hellhammer, secure 4 with the Lehman Russ, secure 6 with the veterans. Behind enemy lines, the Chimera and the Rattlings get that. And overwhelming firepower. So straight away that's 7 plus First Blood is 8 plus 2 D3. 9, 10. That's 11 points altogether at the end of turn 2 for the Imperial Guard. Dark Eldar turn 2. We drew secure objective 2, assassinate, no prisoners, Witch Hunter, and we've still got no escape. I've got lots of reserves to do though, and I'm re-rolling. So 2 poison boats, both on. I've got the Reaper on, the Ravager is on, I've got the Void Raven is on, the Razorwing is on, I've got the Scourge are on, and finally the Dark Artisan is on. Yeah baby, let's bring it. So with everything coming in, the Dark Eldar are planning on inflicting some pain on the Imperial Guard forces today. So the Grots and the Archon have jumped out, going to hopefully take on this squadron here. I did try and deep strike a raider nearby, as I wanted the Grots to ideally go after the Chimera instead. Unfortunately it scattered back, which is why they ended up jumping out. Meanwhile over this side, that horrible strength 10 ignores cover massive blast needs to go. So we've got the Razorwing facing the front armor, we've got the Ravager, we've got the Reaper and the Scourge looking at the front armor. Hopefully we can do a lot of damage. Unfortunately the Warriors here failed to rally and they've ran back even further. The Reavers, I'm hoping to take out one of the Chimera here with the cluster Caltrops. Their attacks are strength 4 thanks to combat drugs, so hopefully we can get rid of at least one of them. This Raider is hopefully going to start eating into the Rattlings, and of course the Dark Artisan is going for the Psyker down here to hopefully get us Witch Hunter. And then if they're still around, the Lehman Russ, hopefully we can charge one of them with the Kronos and Talos next turn, hopefully. So yeah, let's move on to the shooting phase, and let's hopefully blow the fucking arse off this tank with them strength 9 Lancers. Wow, what a mixed shooting phase. The Hellhammer is still standing. He's on 2 hull points. So the Void Lancers went into the back, and unfortunately I didn't even do any damage. That was unexpected. So never mind about that. The Scourge got 4 hits and I rolled a double 1. Fantastic. The Reaper hit with the focus beam mode, rolled a 5 for me D3, and on the haywire table again I rolled 2 1s. As a result, the Ravager also went through, managed to get a pen and strip an extra 1 off, and managed to get a pen with the Dark Lancers on the Razorwing as well, and getting another explodes result, stripping another 1. By all means, the amount of 1s that I've rolled, that thing should be dead. But there's a lot of damage being done, and I reckon I've got enough Lancers and Haywire to be able to deal with it. Hopefully, we'll have to see though, because that's a nasty lump waiting to be dropped on by a large shell. Down this side, the disintegrator cannon actually managed to blow up the Chimera with the rear armour. Thankfully, being AP2, we managed to explode it and kill 4 of the veterans. And then as a result, the poison board here managed to take out the rest of them. Meanwhile, down here, despite the Spirit Probe, Twin Link Liquefier and a Liquefy Gun and the Splinter Cannon, we only actually managed to kill the Psyker and the Servitor. We didn't manage to kill the Tech Priest, unfortunately, which was a little bit unlucky. So, never mind about that. Hopefully, though, we should be able to at least go after one of the tanks in our next turn, providing he doesn't kill us. The only other thing that happened is the Void Mine managed to kill about 4 or 5 of the Rattlings, and as a result, the Poison Boat also managed to kill most of the rest. These two failed the morale check. They were right over this side, so they are going to be running from now on. So I'm not concerned about them. Yeah, the only other thing I've got left to do is assaults. I was going to charge the Grotesques in at the veterans, but that's not going to happen. These Reavers are now going to charge this Chimera, and hopefully the Caltrops and Blade Veins can cut the Chimera to bits. Right, so combat phase down here. Despite only getting 2 cluster Caltrops, we unfortunately only got a single glance from that. One of the other Hammer of Wraths managed to get a glance, and despite having 12 attacks, we didn't take the last hull point from the Chimera. So that was unlucky. Let's have a look at the Dark Eldar's points. Right, so at the end of my turn, I only actually killed 4 units. So I only scored D3 for no prisoners. So that's 2 points for that. Assassinate, I only managed to kill 2 characters. I didn't manage to get that Tech Priest, unfortunately. And I do score Witch Hunter. So that scores me a total of 4 points in my turn. Right, so Conrad has Secure Objective 2, Secure Objective 6, Scour the Skies, and Kingslayer. And only one of his flyers is on the board. Right, so his movement, the Executioner has moved around past his dangerous terrain, probably looking to start eating into these guys. The Hellhammer has turned sideways. I know exactly what's going to happen. Hopefully, he won't kill quite everything. Hopefully. The Command Chimera and the remaining Chimera have all pushed sideways. Disembarked, looking to hopefully take on the Grotesques. In the Psychic phase, Conrad actually got a glance with Smite. The Chimera on 1 hull point from this side is probably looking to start shooting at the Ravager. I think he's going to probably try and make us jink so that I can't shoot at the Hellhammer. We'll have to see though. Meanwhile, this one is pulled backwards. The Rattlings, the bloody Rattlings, he rolled a double 1 for his leadership, so they've rallied, but that's kind of good because I can probably hopefully get rid of them next turn, and as a result that'll get me a point in my turn, but he's probably going to destroy that Raider there. And there we go. The Vendetta is in, probably looking to shoot down the Void Raven. So let's move on to the shooting phase. Devastating turn for the Guard. It's been mixed. Some things have gone, some things have stayed. The Void Raven took fire from the Vendetta, screaming in at it, and unfortunately it's now stunned, so it's going to have to go straight forwards. Down here we lost 2 of the Reavers because of fire coming from the Chimera. Thankfully though, we passed our morale check. Meanwhile, the Rattling snapshot at the Void Raven, but didn't hit due to them rallying. The Chimera here unloaded everything into this Raider here, forced us to jink, and I'm luckily only shaken, so I can still move, and they're probably going to try and take out the Rattlings for me this turn. Maybe it's the Reavers to get me that point. Down here, the Plasma Cutioner got 5 or 6 hits in on the Dark Artisan, and despite getting only a single wound, the Talos passed his Feel No Pain. This one, however, got hot, but it didn't take a hull point. So that's twice so far in the game that these have getting hot. Down here, the Veterans jumped out, lobbed a demo charge, and the Melter Guns and the Chimera all unloading into the Grotesques. Unfortunately, the lead one didn't pass any Feel No Pains, and the guy at the back here has taken 2 wounds. Luckily though, they are fearless. Right, so down here, this Chimera unloaded into the Ravager and it elected not to jink, and no damage was done. Then it was time for the Hellhammer. The 3 heavy bolters going for the Razorwing. I elected not to jink, and thankfully Conrad didn't do any damage. An auto cannon and a las cannon went for the Ravager, and I had to jink, I had to do it, and thankfully only one pen would have gone through, but we managed to jink it away with the Knight Shields. Meanwhile here, as you can see, the Reaper is gone. The Demolisher cannon went for the Scourge, and Conrad elected to shoot the big, nice, tasty, massive blast at the Reaper. However, the Demolisher cannon scattered all the way back, hitting the Reaper and actually blowing it up, meaning that the massive blast didn't have a target. So, unlucky for Conrad there, I was expecting to lose almost everything in that vicinity. So, let's have a look at these points. So, the Freakish Spectacle rule, -1 leadership within 12 of this formation, came in very handy indeed, as the Tech Priest unfortunately rolled an 8, which is his leadership, but he was at -1, and then he ran 9 inches off the back of the board. Right, so for points, Conrad doesn't score objective 2 as my Scourge are contesting it. Scour the Skies, he didn't shoot down the Void Raven. He does score objective 6 though, so that gives him 12 points, and he's electing to discard Kingslayer. Dark Eldar turn 3, I've drew secure objective 4, death by 1,000 cuts. I've still got objective 2 and no escape. Conrad's on 12 points. I'm on 7, so I'm hoping I can get all of these this turn. Right, so the plan is the Ravager is pulled back slightly. You can still see the Hellhammer, but you can also see the Chimera at this side. So, depending on how the Scourge do, I'll go for the Hellhammer. If the Scourge don't take the Hellhammer out, I've got a single blaster there, and then I'll snap shoot with the Ravager. Depending if the Hellhammer goes, I'll then shoot into this. The Reavers have moved into here, looking to hopefully take out those 2 Rattlins to score me that point. And this Raider has pulled back slightly. The reason it's pulled back is because the plan is to get these guys into combat. Unfortunately, I only got a 1-inch move through cover. 1-1 on 3 dice. And unfortunately, they're not going to be able to consolidate far enough to score me objective 4. So what I'm doing is I'm going to hope that if I blow this up, I can then flat out that Raider into here, objective securing that. If it doesn't go, I'm still going to score the point, but I don't want to be anywhere near that if I explode it. This Raider here has jumped over the pipe, and the plan is to get the grots out and hopefully neutralise this Chimera. The guys here will hopefully be taking fire from the Raider here. Hopefully we can clear enough of a path to get the Grotesques through and take this one out as well. So hopefully it should be a productive turn for the Dark Eldar. Right, so these guys are getting absolutely sacked. 4 of them shooting haywire blasters, point blank range at the Hellhammer, 1 hit. So the Hellhammer is stood on 1 hull point. I even snapshot the blaster and the Ravager into it and didn't get any hits. So it's still alive, and I'm expecting some pain from it next turn. The Reaver jet bikes here are going to be charging in at the Rattlins here to score me that point. Unfortunately, I didn't get any hits with the Splinter rifles. As a result of not blowing the Hellhammer up, the Raider here is flat outed into objective 4 to score me that, and past his dangerous terrain. None of the weapons on the Kronos or Talos can do anything to the Executioner, so I'm hoping that I can do some damage to it in combat. Down here, the disintegrator cannon from the Raider managed to glance the rear armour of the Chimera, and the blaster from the Archon managed to blow off the multi-laser. The warriors inside the Raider managed to actually kill 9 of the guardsmen, and this guy unfortunately failed his leadership. He was at -3 due to Freakish Spectacle and the Armour of Misery. I was hoping to get a multi-charge in so that the Archon could at least increase his strength. If I can make it far enough, then I still will. Urian and the Grotesques will be charging at this one as well. Hopefully we can collapse this flank. Right, so down here, as expected, the 2 Reavers managed to bring down the Rattlins, so that will score me that point. Only just, despite getting 4 wounds, Conrad only failed 1 save from the combat, and the Hammer of Wrath managed to take 1 out as well. It's down here, the Grotesques, as expected, managed to wreck this Chimera, and unfortunately only a couple of the guys can get out, so some of them have been destroyed. And over this side, despite the Archon having fleet, the Grotesques don't, and I only rolled a 5-inch charge. I needed 6 to make it in. Right, so death by 1,000 cuts. I removed models from 4 units. Unfortunately, I didn't get rid of the Hellhammer or the Leman Russ Executioner. I do score objective 4 with the Raider, as it is objective secured. I score objective 2 due to having objective secured warriors on there, and I've also got no escape for killing the Rattling, so that does score me another 4 points, putting me at 11 to Conrad's 12. Going into this turn, Conrad has secure objective 4, secure objective 2, and scour the skies. Let's have a look at his movement. So the Chimera here has passed its dangerous terrain and the veterans have jumped out. The commander has pulled back and everybody is looking at the Dark Artisan and the Homunculus. The Hellhammer has also turned around and Thunder Blitzed the Raider, causing another hull point on it. It's now shaken, so it's down to 1. However, the big cannon is looking straight back at the Scourge. Chimera here has moved 12 inches and has tank shocked those guys out of the way. They're still on objective 2 though, so as long as Conrad doesn't kill me, I should be able to survive and contest objective 2, hopefully. The Vendetta has turned and is looking to make the Ravager jink. Conrad knows that my anti-tank is running out and he's going to try and stop this guy from jinking, shooting. Down here, the guys that are left, the Psyker has detached, and I think Conrad has mentioned that he wants to cast Warp Speed, and he's going to have a go at the Archon. The Archon staring him down. Meanwhile, the 3 guys left, not sure what they're going to be doing. The Chimera is also pulled round as well. Don't know what they're going to do, but let's have a look and see what he does. Meanwhile, the last Vendetta has come on and looking probably to shoot down the Razor Wing. So let's go on to shooting and psychic phase. So we've just looked up and apparently if you Thunder Blitz, you actually snap shoot. So as a result, that Raider has a toe point back and Conrad has just withdrew an inch away. So let's go on to the psychic and shooting phase. Right, so the shooting phase for the Guard has been absolutely devastating between the demo charge and melter guns from the veterans. The Plasmacutioner, as you can see, I don't have a lot left on this side. The Dark Artisan, we lost the Kronos, however the Talos is alive on 1 wound. The Hellhammer's Demolisher went in, the Las Cannons went in, the Heavy Bolters even went in at the Raider, but they jinked everything out of the way. And as you can see, there's not a lot left on this side. The Vendetta here unloaded its Las Cannons into the Razor Wing and the pilot simply dodged out of the way. This one also unloaded down into the Ravager, and again the Dark Eldar pilots are made of something jinking everywhere, all over the place and out of the way. The best thing, however, though, the multi-laser, unfortunately, from the Chimera and the Heavy Bolters and everything didn't kill any of the warriors, and it was actually the autocannon brought down 1, and then the big giant nasty template was aimed at the Scourge. The Scourge started to quiver, however, despite being point blank range, Conrad scattered all the way back here, killed one of the warriors, blew up his own Chimera, and 7 guys inside died. So that literally just leaves the 1 warrior left, as the explosion killed 1 as well, and unfortunately he failed his morale check, so he's running, which is going to score Conrad objective 2. Down here, the Heavy Bolter actually got 2 pens in on the Raider, and unfortunately this pilot was a bit lacking, I think. And yeah, Conrad got lucky and managed to explode this one, killing 6 of the guys inside. Meanwhile, the melter gun and the guys over here managed to put another 2 wounds in on the Grotesques. In the psychic phase, the Psyker managed to get warp speed off, and this guy got force, so it's going to be a case of kill or be killed. Right, so down here in the combat phase, the Psyker charged in. He didn't challenge, these guys didn't make it, unfortunately. However, the Archon saw him coming in, challenged him, and of course cut him down with his Husk Blade. The Soul Trap capturing his soul and increasing the Archon's strength, and he's going to be coming this way to start and eat away at these guys and starting to increase his strength to take out more of the tanks, I reckon. Right, so at the end of Guard turn 4, Conrad scores secure objective 2 due to my warrior fleeing. We've also got secure objective 4, which he hasn't scored, and he's going to keep hold of that, but he's going to discard Scour the Sky. So that puts the score at 13 to my 11. I drew secure objective 4, I drew overwhelming firepower and big game hunter. Big game hunter and overwhelming firepower, I'm going for that Hellhammer. I've got a bit of a plan, so let's have a look at it. The plan is the Ravager's going to snap shoot first because he's only got the Hellhammer as a target. If we get lucky and blow it up, fantastic. But what we've got is we've got the Scourge spreading out along the side. Hopefully, if the Ravager doesn't kill it, they can. If the Ravager does, the Scourge are going to go after the Executioner over there. Down here, the Void Raven is going to hopefully take out the Executioner there. If not, and the Scourge also whiff, will go for the Hellhammer. And we also have the Kronos, the Talos, the 2 Reavers, and we've also got the Raider. The Raider is still securing objective 4, and we're hopefully going to be able to kill all of these guardsmen here in the shooting phase as well. The Raider over this side and the Warriors have all pushed forward, as has the Archon. In fact, I haven't moved him yet, but he's going to be moving forward, looking to hopefully take these guys out here, which will be another one for the shooting phase. So down here, the Archon is yelling orders. He knows that he can taste the end, he can get out of this trap. So the Warriors and the Disintegrator Cannon unloaded everything into the Psyker and the remaining unit. Unfortunately, the Conrad passed a Laura Lookout Sirs and the Laura Wind runs, and the Archon even shot his blaster in at them as well. Meanwhile, I think the gunners and the pilot of this Ravager need commending. Despite snap shooting, there is a giant hole where the Hellhammer was. We managed to strip it of its last hull point, and then the explosion scattered backwards over here, destroying the Raider, destroying the Talos and the Homunculus, and even taking out some of the Guardsmen. The Warriors, however, absolutely clambered out of the wreckage, levelled the splinter rifles and took out the Guardsmen, whilst the Void Raven pilot, the Lancers, went straight through the rear armour of the tank commander, exploding, killing a couple of Guardsmen, but the Cabalite armour of the Warriors staying strong, and none of them fell. Meanwhile, the Scourge's Haywire Blasters 24-inch range came down, managed to get 2 hits out of the 4, and unfortunately I only rolled a 1 and a 6. The pen, however, does mean that this guy is snap shooting, so hopefully we can do quite a lot of damage. The Reavers have turbo boosted here, just keeping out the way of the Vendettas that are going to be shooting at them. Right, so down here the Archon charged in and challenged the Psyker, and as I expected, the Huskblade managed to instant death him. So the Archon is now base strength 5, capturing yet another soul in his soul trap. So we need to roll the 2. It will not dice for them, so that one doesn't get a wound back, and that guy doesn't get a wound back. So let's have a look at the points. Right, so I do score objective 4 as the Warriors thankfully are still on it. I do get Slay the Warlord and I get overwhelming firepower. I did manage to kill 3 or more units in the shooting phase. Big Game Hunter, I killed a Super Heavy. So I was on 11, Slay the Warlord gets me 12, Secure 4 gets me 13, plus 2d3. So another 4 points puts me at 17. Turn 5 for guard. The trap is not looking so well, and Conrad has drew secure objective 1 and secure objective 4. So the Vendetta here has dropped to hover mode to secure objective 1, and the las cannons have shot into the Ravager and the pilot. He's going to get a promotion, I think, when he gets back to Commorragh. Not a single hull point done. As expected, the 3 veterans here absolutely vaporized the Cabalite warrior at this side. Meanwhile here, the Chimera's heavy bolter managed to kill 1 of the Cabalite warriors, managing to pass 1 of me feel no pains. This Chimera here managed to pass this dangerous terrain and tank shock the Cabalite warriors out of the way in order to score objective 4. So that is going to get Conrad both points. The Vendetta here actually shot into the Void Raven, but again the pilot absolutely commended. Seriously can't complain at the drivers of the Dark Eldar today. So that does score Conrad 2 more points. Let's move on to Dark Eldar, turn 5. So Dark Eldar, turn 5. The Archon is cheering. He knows that he can get out of this trap now. We drew secure objective 3 and we drew secure objective 6. So down here, the Grotesques and the Archon and the Raider are hopefully going to take out this Chimera, whilst the 3 warriors here secure objective 6 for us. Urian and the Grotesques are still running. Hopefully we can get to this. It's probably going to be turn 6. Meanwhile, the Void Raven has turned, and hopefully Eloy's snapshot, and we might be able to get lucky and get through the side armor of that Executioner. The warriors here are now going to have Furious Charge, so hopefully we can claw our way through the rear armor. While the jet bikes were the only thing that was going to be able to secure objective 3 for us. The Scourge have jumped back over the giant pipeline, and the Ravager as well, looking to take aim at the Vendetta that's in hover mode. So hopefully we should be able to break free of the net. Right, so down here the Archon managed to unfortunately only roll a 1 to shoot his blaster at the Chimera, but re-rolled to the 5 and managed to get a pen and then explode it. No damage was done in the explosion. While the Scourge and the Ravager all shot into the Vendetta, and the Vendetta's pilot jinked everything out of the way. The Razor Wing and the Void Raven both looking to try and take out the Executioner down there. Unfortunately couldn't quite get through the armor. And the Warriors charging here, unfortunately despite getting loads of hits, simply couldn't get through the rear armor. So that does score me secure objective 6 and secure objective 3 down here. We've just rolled. Unfortunately, that is the end of the game. The Dark Eldar scraping a victory in turn 4 when they took down the Hellhammer. The final score is 20. The final score for the Dark Eldar is 20 points to the Imperial Guard's 16. It was an uphill struggle for most of the game. The Hellhammer causing most of the pilots to quiver. Ignores cover, massive blast. Wow. The Dark Eldar have seriously pulled back, put a lot of firepower out, and there's a lot of wreckage strewn across the battlefield. So at the end of the fierce battle, the Vendetta pilots are taken off. They're going to send word to the Imperium that the Dark Eldar forces have broken through the net. However, the Dark Eldar need to get back to Comera. They need to repair the webway and get back. So hopefully they can hold out long enough. Maybe Yuri and Rakarth and the Archon can put the brains together, fix the webway, and return. But how long before the forces of the Imperium turn up to blow them apart? Stay tuned, and hopefully we will find out soon.